The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana presents the Big 5-0. The 50th Annual Lord's Passover, Saturday, April 20th at sundown.
But I'm here to tell you one thing. Whatsoever rank you got, you better go out, man, and do the will of the Most High like it has never been done before. And show you the best for the life that's on your heart.
The 50th Annual Lord's Passover, Saturday, April 20th at sundown. Shalom.
Read. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Right, don't have sex with a woman outside your race. Right. Keep going. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son. Keep going. Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Neither shall your son you should want to have sex with some white slut like Bill Cosby, man. Bill Cosby's in prison for the rest of his life. Now, granted, the brethren, we don't support Bill Cosby back here, just like we don't support R. Kelly or any other child abusers. We don't do that back here. But that brother is, what, 80 years old? And he's going to spend the rest of his life for a crime he committed over 30 years ago with some white woman. But if he would have listened to the words of the priests and prophets of the Israelite School UPK, he'll be free right now. He'll be laid up with some beautiful sister. He could have 3. You can have as many wives as you want. Black and Hispanic and Native Indian, as long as they come from God's children, as long as they want the Most High's daughter, a daughter of Zion, you can have as many as you want. But now he's spending the rest of his life rotting in some cell because he wanted to drug some white whore. Right. Read. Neither shall thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son. And your daughter, you should not. Man, listen, we gotta teach our children some self-dignity, some self-worth. Right. Listen, man, if you have sex with the nation outside your race, you hate yourself. Right. How could you tell a black woman that you love her, or your black daughter as a brother, you love her, if you allow her to have sex with a man who oppressed your forefathers, right, who molested, who lynched, who castrated the men of your lineage? That's right. Not dignity. That's not self-respect. If you got questions, brother, you take it to the table, all right? You don't have any self-dignity or self-worth if you do that. And God is teaching black people self-respect, some dignity, some honor, something we don't have anymore in the black community thanks to the Christian church. Right. And what's honor is not having sex with a woman outside your race, not having sex with a man outside your race. And why? Why did the Most High say that? For they will turn away thy son from following me. They will turn, just like all your Christian leaders, just like Tristan Thompson, just like Kanye. Listen, Kanye West don't know who the hell he is. He's some morph of something. He done got his hair dyed. Kevin Gates got his hair dyed. It look crazy as hell because they have sex with women outside their race. They abhor, they love women outside their race. Tory Lanez, Tristan Thompson. The brother had enough sense now. The brother got a real Nazarene that's of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. He got smart. He realized he was suffering under that whore, the Kardashian, Khloe, Kim, whatever. He was suffering under her. Kanye's gonna learn, Lord willing, he learns. We suffer under these other nations. And God, the Most High power of this Bible, does not want his people, his sons and his daughters, to mingle, to have sex, to have relationship with these other nations. Why? Because they will turn away our hearts from following the Most High. Right. Our intentions are good, but you should not have sex with a white woman. You should not have sex with a Chinese or Arab woman. No woman outside your race. Now you're going to be following Islam. Now you're going to be following Christianity. You're going to be celebrating, what's a holiday? Martin Luther King Jr., good night. Orgy Mike. He loved white women so much, he took all the church's money that your grandmothers and grandfathers gave him to have sex with white whores. That was the whole civil rights movement, having sex with white women. Huey P. Newton, the leader of the Black Panther Party, loved white women. Go figure. And they turned their hearts away from God's people. Now instead of worrying about doing the work of the Lord to save the next little girl that can be abused, the next young boy that can be tortured, now you just care about white people. You care about these other nations that oppress us, that oppress your people. That's what God said, what?
For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods.
That they may do what?
Serve other gods.
Christianity.
Serve other gods.
St. Patrick's Day.
Serve other gods.
Valentine's Day.
Serve other gods.
Islam.
Serve other gods.
These other nations of women will have you serving other gods. Look at what's the Caitlyn, Kylie Jenner, the man-woman thing, trans, whatever. That man is a woman, all because he had sex with those Kardashian women. Like, they'll have you doing all kinds of nonsense, man. Kanye West, I mean, good night, brother. The brother, I don't know if he even know who he is. All because he loves that white woman. Brother, he loves her to death. He got 3 kids by that white dog. He loves her so goddamn much. And that is disgusting in the sight. And he don't love black women. He don't love Hispanic and Native Indian women. He don't love your daughter. He don't love my daughters and my sons. He don't love them because he has sex with women outside of his race. Brother, that is a horrible thing to do, especially when you're in captivity, brother. Yo, you see how people struggling. You see how people dying. Michael Brown getting killed like a dog in the street, and you want to have sex with the same woman that was in charge in the day of your people getting murdered and getting castrated? Brother, that's a horrible thing to do. A horrible thing to do. So like, you read that again?
For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord.
So will the what?
Anger of the Lord.
So will the what?
Anger of the Lord.
So will the anger of the Lord. So will HIV and AIDS come. You have sex with these white herpes. All these different diseases and all these different ways that black people die. That comes from, listen, syphilis, they say is a disease you get from having sex with a dog that these white devils brought from a voyage. They had a 6-month voyage from the old world to the new world. A white man is disgusting, He is a disgusting, filthy beast of the field. And listen, he brought these diseases over to our Native American brothers and sisters. Those coats, those sheets that the white man, the so-called white man, gave our brothers from the tribe of Gad and Reuben, he gave them, what was those? Smallpox infested blankets. Pilgrims, they all brought those diseases over. Those are old world diseases they brought to the quote-unquote new world. That's a horrible thing. It comes from not washing and not cleaning. But you know where bathing comes from? That's our custom, our culture. These are the nations we have nothing to do with. We are not the same. We are not equal. We shouldn't want to be equal with the white man. And God sets us apart. The Bible, the God of the Bible, sets us apart. And that's an important thing to understand. Keep going.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly.
And it will destroy thee suddenly. Give me verse 6. It will destroy thee suddenly. The Lord's anger, all these diseases, those smallpox killed the Native American Indians in just a few months. Those that in the 60s, the white man had an experiment where he made black men think. It was a 40-year long experiment that the so-called white man did to black and Hispanic men, where he would take syphilis and knowingly infect black and Hispanic men in Alabama, Tuskegee, Alabama. It's called the Tuskegee experiment. You can look this up on your phone. He did it in Guatemala too. So our brothers in Guatemala, you can look this up. And they knowingly infected over 3,000 black and Hispanic men with syphilis. This is the same man we want to follow and be like. Give me verse 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art and holy people.
What did the Most High call blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians?
And holy people.
What did the Most High say about Trayvon Martin and Sandra Bland and Mike Brown?
And holy people.
God called us a holy people. What does the word holy mean? Holy it comes from the Hebrew word. If we was to translate this into Hebrew, which we speak back here, because we are the biblical scholars and the only biblical scholars on the face of the earth, holy comes from the Hebrew word kodash, which means separate. In order to be holy, you have to be separate. And God called us a what?
And holy people.
Meaning we are separate people. Meaning we shouldn't want to be intermingled and interracial this and interracial that. No. We are not allowed to be interracially mixed and all that nonsense and that garbage. God called us to be separate. We are, it's like every Christian likes to say, I'm holy. But they don't know what holy means. They don't know what holy is. Holy means you're not Christian. It means you're not Muslim. It means you don't want to be followed after the Arabs. It means that you follow God's laws, statutes, commandments. That's what it means to be holy. Keep reading.
And holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
He has done what?
Chosen thee.
I thought the Most High God loved everybody.
Right.
I thought God loved everybody. What did the Bible say?
The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
He did what?
Chosen thee.
What did God do?
Chosen thee.
The Lord, our power in this Bible, chose blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Everybody you see on this sign, that's who God chose and he loves to this day. And I thought everybody was equal.
Right.
But God did what?
Has chosen thee.
He chose a specific group of people. And what are those people?
The Lord God has chosen thee to be a special people.
To be what?
A special people.
And aren't we a special people? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the best at everything we do.
Right.
We jump the highest,
right.
We run the fastest, we look the best,
right.
Everything we touch turns to gold, we sing the best, we dance the best, we invented everything.
Right.
You couldn't live. Listen, when I was a young boy, my mother gave me a poem during Black History Month called The World Without Black People. And the little boy in the poem, when he woke up, his mom was like, well, can you do this? Can you do that? And he couldn't do anything in a world without black people because black people literally have invented everything.
Right.
The car engine, the cell phone, the stoplight, the gas mask, all that was invented by the refrigerator, the heater. That's all blacks and Hispanics. What else? Air conditioning, potato chips, whiskey. We love Jack and whiskey. A black man did that. Potato chips, cookies, everything, Jack Daniels. All was made by a slave. And a lot of those inventions were made by slaves. And the white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, he stole those inventions from our people.
Right.
Keep reading.
To be a special people unto himself, above all people.
What?
Above all people.
I thought we were all equal.
Right.
God said what?
Above all.
What did the Bible say?
Above all.
The Bible said above all. Not
Right.
some. Spell the word all.
A-L-L.
All, meaning everything and everybody on the face of the earth. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are above.
Right.
So why are we beneath? Why are we trying to be so equal? Equality is a fantasy. It's something that you shouldn't want to be in captivity. We should want to be better than our oppressor, better than the man who molests our children and kills us daily and shoots us like a dog in the street. God doesn't want, the God of this Bible doesn't want his people. He doesn't want any people to be equal.
The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana presents the Big 5-0. The 50th Annual Lord's Passover, Saturday, April 20th at sundown.
But I'm here to tell you one thing. Whatsoever rank you got, you better go out, man, and do the will of the Most High like it has never been done before and see the rest of the life that's on your heart.
Lord's Passover, Saturday, April 20th at sundown. Shalom.